Ding dong, dual decks are dead. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and welcome to my video about dual decks and how Wizards of the Coast is discontinuing the line of the dual deck product. There will be one more released. It will be Elves versus Inventors. I don't know, I think Elves versus Artificers probably would have sounded better. Whatever. The name. Anyways, the point of the matter is they are creating one more version of this and then getting rid of it altogether. There will be no more of these dual decks. Now, should you care about that? What does it really mean? Does anybody care about this? Well, based first of all on the fact of the last one that sold, the Goblin one that was previous to this one. This is just an older one I had kicking around that I'm holding for representative purposes. Anyways, the Goblin versus Merfolk one did not sell very well at all. There are still copies kicking around at all kinds of stores. It didn't fly off the shelves, and there's a reason for that. These kind of decks really have no home. I mean, you look at all the different formats that people play. Where does it go? Sure, it may have cards for each different format, but you're not going to crack open one of these dual decks and take it and go and play it in a modern event. Hell, some of them won't even be legal for modern events because of some of the cards that are printed in them. So it's not like these are ready, sit down and take them to any event kind of decks. These are straight up meant to be, okay, like this one, for example, is Mind versus Might. So you have the Wizards versus the Barbarians, essentially. And on the back, it describes Wizards and Warriors battle in the classic struggle of brains against brawn. And you think conceptually, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? You've got Wizards versus Warriors. That feels thematically strong and fun. So you think, why don't the dual decks work? It's because they have no home. You can't take these and just slap them into any format and you're good to go. I had multiple people ask me many times, are the elves, are the Goblin versus Merfolk decks or Merfolk versus Goblin, whichever order it is, are those decks standard legal? It's like, no, not at all. And it's like, are they modern legal? It's like, you have to check the deck list. I don't even know. So basically what these are the equivalent of is tabletop Magic decks that you and your friends would sit around playing with. So there's not too many tabletop players who are just going to want to straight up play these. There are some, and they do get picked up, but the majority of tabletop players are going to want to be building their own decks. And it's not like there's a ton of stuff they put in here that reaches into Commander. I mean, they build Commander decks almost every year. It seems like every year they're doing Commander decks now, and they're catering to the Commander crowd with those. So they've got Modern Masters to cater to the modern crowd. You've got things like Eternal and Iconic Masters to cater to older crowds in terms of those decks as well in the Eternal formats. So where do these products come in? Nowhere. They don't fit. So the last one is going to be Elves and Inventors, which in my opinion is pretty much a very stupid concept. I think the reason they did it that way is there's only so many good tribes and concepts you can do. And they wanted to end it with Elves because they know that these decks don't sell very well. But if you at least put in a tribe that people give a crap about, you have a decent chance of selling it. So people love Goblins, and that's what helped sell the Goblin and Merfolk deck at all. If it didn't have one of those tribes, it might have completely flopped. This one in particular, Mind and Might, did not do very well at all. The Wizards versus Warrior thing didn't get too many people excited. So as a result, hell, why do you think I have one still kicking around sealed? It's not, these aren't exciting products. If you're somebody who likes to play, like if me and Carly played games of Magic regularly, but we were always looking to swap it up and give ourselves new kind of challenges. If you have one person that you play Magic with, and this might be for you, but then the window of use for this is so small in terms of people, aside from wanting to buy it for parts. And if you're just buying a product for parts, that kind of diminishes the point of it altogether. The other products they sell, like the Commander decks, a lot of people just keep them together for what they are. I mean, some people, yes, grab stuff out of them for their Commander decks, but it's meant to be both. These are like half cobbled together nonsense. Sometimes they're really cool. Sometimes they're really garbagey. I mean, they did like a Phyrexian versus the Coalition one. They really stretch for ideas. So I think it's a combination of lagging sales as well as a lack of good ideas combined with a lack of a proper target audience for this product. That would be my reasoning as to why they are discontinuing it. I personally have zero problem with them discontinuing them. For all we know, they are going to go ahead and come back with that premium deck series like they did with the slivers, where you could get, it was just one deck, it was based on slivers, it was all foil. That was a winning concept. They could go back to that kind of a deck very easily, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because they are fairly lazy when it comes to this kind of stuff. They do recycle a lot of ideas, and we will talk about that when I come back later today with my Challenger Pack video. So, thanks for, I should say Challenger Deck. Anyways, thanks for coming by and listening to what I had to say. If you liked what happened here, if you enjoyed yourself, then go ahead and click that like button to indicate that that did occur, and see you next time.
Hey, what up, man? Monkey here. Together, we're the 6th color of magic. Purple, baby! Oh!
We the best magic!